A top Russian general accused by Ukraine of being responsible for the use of chemical weapons against Ukrainian troops was assassinated in Moscow by Ukraine's SBU intelligence service on Tuesday in the most high-profile killing of its kind. Russia has reacted sharply to the attack and said that Kyiv would face imminent revenge as fighting continues between the two neighbors for almost 3 years. Here's a detailed report.
The head of the Russian Army's Chemical Weapons Division was killed on Tuesday in a brazen attack in Moscow. Igor Kirillov was killed along with his assistant when an explosive device attached to a scooter went off outside an apartment building in southeastern Moscow. He was sanctioned by Britain in October over the alleged use of chemical weapons in Ukraine. Kyiv, which had a day earlier charged Kirillov of committing war crimes, claimed responsibility for this attack. Russian investigation confirmed the killing of Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov.
According to the investigation, an explosive device was planted on Rezensky Prospect in Moscow, next to the entrance of a residential building. As a result of its detonation, on the morning of December 17th, the head of the Radiation, Chemical and Biological Protection Troops of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, Igor Kirillov, and his assistant were killed.
The attack took place in Moscow a day after Russian President Vladimir Putin claimed of Russian troops' successes in Ukraine and said that the army had seized 189 settlements in Ukraine so far in 2024.
The outgoing year has become significant in achieving the goal of a special military operation. With the professionalism and courage of our soldiers, the heroic work of employees of defense enterprises and the truly nationwide support for the army and navy, Russian troops firmly hold a strategic initiative along the front lines. Only during this year, 189 settlements have been liberated.
Russia's Security Council reacted sharply on the attack and said that the Ukrainian leadership would face imminent revenge for the killing of a top Russian general. The deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, said, realizing the inevitability of its military defeat, Ukraine launches cowardly and despicable strikes in peaceful cities. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry said it had liberated the village of Ganivka in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region, around 10 kilometers south of the resource-rich hub of Kurakhove. Ukrainian Air Force said on Tuesday that it downed 20 Russia-launched drones. NATO members have reiterated their support for Ukraine and said that there is no need to compromise.
I am proud to say that CEF countries will provide Ukraine with over 12 billion euros in military assistance 2025. Our united position remains clear. We strongly support Ukraine's pathway to NATO membership today and in the future.
However, US President-elect Donald Trump has suggested that he may reverse President Joe Biden's recent decision to allow Ukrainian forces to use American long-range weapons to strike deeper into Russian territory. Raghav Kumar Jha for DD India.